Hello, Dray Barrels, and welcome to the DrayMen's.
Hello.
Hello, Governor.
I've reappeared. I've come out of my cave to join you again. Looking fresh-faced there, referee. How are you?
Oh, I'm okay. I was getting a bit vagrantish, so I was told. So I have to clean up my act a little bit. And I see you say that you're seeing the outside, but you ain't seeing the bottom. I'm suffering from the Jeremy Kyles myself. That's why I'm stood up, Governor.
Oh my God, the Sandy Lyles. I'm over mine, and now you're catching us. The trendsetter. I'm still a trendsetter in the stage.
We always are, aren't we? Cardigans. What else?
Christmas
jumpers, and now Jeremy
Kyles,
Harry
Styles. Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh well. It's a bit of fun standing up doing it, isn't it? As you can see, I'm banished back again to the garage. I made the appointment with you, but then I forgot that my wife's typing up a big university thesis thing for a course. So we could have done it, but you would have heard that tippity-tappity noise in the background of a typewriter. Well, not a typewriter, but a keyboard. We're not quite that old thing. Yeah, something in the background would have got on my nerves. But anyway, you can see this was our old fridge, which we've just had our kitchen done. Has now become my new, still in progress, my new beer fridge. Still some groceries in there at the moment, but yeah, we've got a fair few beers in there, and happy with that. So plenty more storage to keep them cool.
Bloody massive, isn't it? I mean, my beer fridge, I've got a brand new one. It's half the size of that. Bloody hell.
Hey, well, the end of our new counter, the wee wife, to keep her happy, she's got one of those very slim fridges that you can put 5 bottles of wine in. And that, instead of having like an end cabinet, we've used that as an end. So she's happy, and that means I get the old faithful stained glass fridge for myself. But anyway, we waffle on. We do. And
what's happening? What's happening? Like just Dray Barrels, it might be a bit of background noise because the family's coming in. So just bear that in mind at any moment. But I did have a little bit of correspondence. I just wanted to bring up, if that's okay, briefly.
Yeah, it's been a few weeks since.
Yeah, it's been a few weeks, and hello family, my family just come in. But yeah, it came actually from a chap called Ian. It was from Reading. Never heard of the guy. He says he's a loyal Dray Barrel. So what he wrote was, I don't like this much, but he said, of late, I am wondering what is going on here. There seems to be a lot of specials and not so many bog standard episodes. This is what he writes. So I don't think we've seen a standard episode since early January. That's what he said. I don't know.
He's probably right on my behalf. I've had a couple of weeks out of the game. There's no point in me tasting beer if I had no taste buds of such. So, and I weren't really feeling up to it. But don't worry, Ian. Any second name there? Anything?
No, he says he just goes, where's the consistency? What was that turkey last week? Don't end up like the X-Files, where it all ends up focused on special episodes. Looking forward to run-of-the-mill quality, please. Regards, a semi-loyal Dray Barrel. And that's what he said, and it was an email. So we have the email.
Well, so I know quite a few Ians, actually. It might be. I know it's not my father-in-law. He is an Ian, but he's based in London. And I don't think he can spell. So it might be. I know a Chadwick. I once knew an Ian Chadwick. So I think he's in the forest somewhere. An Aston Villa fan, from what I remember. Oh, lovely chap. But no, I don't think it'd be Ian. But no, I agree with you, Ian. We have been a bit lackluster. We hit you hard with the advent through December. Made you probably overdone them on the old sensory, but yeah, January was a cold, long month, and February wasn't much good for me. So we'll be back on it.
Yeah,
one a week at least.
We will. And I think he was, probably like you said, lots of Advent stuff, and then obviously we've had guests and such like that, and then my shenanigans last week. So no, I see your point, and we will. Thanks for the comment, Ian. But anyway, we obviously get to our usual segment, which, as you know, is it's beer news of the week. Oh, and I do have a bit, a little story, if I may be permitted, Governor.
Well, please do. I've decided to use the story that I had later on for a drag. So carry on. Good.
All right. My beer today is a Californian beer, and this little story is very small. Is from California as well. It just kind of popped up, and it's based in San Jose. It's spelled Jose, but apparently you say it Jose, and it's. I don't know. Downtown San Jose bar avoids a long drought of a popular beer.
Or is it Jose?
Oh, Josie, San Jose.
Hello, Josie, you man.
A bit cheeky.
It's under your fleece. Eggs. Sorry, I interrupt.
No, it's small. It's a beer, right? I've never heard of this beer. It's called Ham's Beer, and it's owned by Miller. But this guy called Cash Buran was working on opening his new bar. It's called Cash Only, and it's downtown San Jose. And one thing he was sure he wanted was Ham's Beer on tap, on draft, I should say. And it's nostalgic for him. He's grown up drinking Ham's Beer, and there was a bit of bad news that they stopped doing it. They stopped distributing the Ham's Beer through that area. So it's so what happened, right? It's kind of a good story in a way. So the warehouses stopped stocking it. He couldn't get it, and so what he did, he turned to his customers and asked them to send letters, emails to the company to persuade them to officially change their mind on this policy. So it was kind of a really kind of a blanketing kind of what do you call it when somebody does something big, and they kind of lobbying, right, in a way.
Yeah, lobbying the hams.
Yeah, hams, so which Miller's basically. So it kind of ended on a nice finish. So while Cash only ran out of hams last week, Buran, the distributor, learned. Oh no, Buran was the guy, and he learned that he was able to get more starting next Wednesday. So it's a news story. So that would be next Wednesday. He's going to get more. Now, we can't say for sure that the campaign helped, but he is giving credit to it. So they are distributing it again through what he believes is this lobbying. So it was just and I kind of looked up the beer itself. It's a lager. It's an American lager, and it's brewed out of Milwaukee, which is kind of northern. It's one of those northern states.
Did you know that the native Indian pronounced it Milwaukee?
Oh, really? It's kind of.
Remember old Alice, that's what Alice Cooper says in Wayne's World.
There's a town going up to Austin. It's called Buddha, or I always thought, and then I was told off for saying Buddha. It's actually pronounced Buda, Buda. So you can.
Oh, Buda, man. Cool. I'm going to go over to Asia and look at the Budas. Breaks.
and then you'd be corrected there. Oh man. But yeah, just a little quick, nice story, local story. But anyway, what you drink?
It weren't that fucking quick, really, to be honest. Good luck to him. Yeah. And his pork flavoured beer. Come on, let's get a drink on. It's been a few weeks.
Get pouring, Governor, because it's you start.
Okay, yes. Well, I've gone for one I've just spotted recently. Yeah, they're starting to stock different ones in the supermarkets again, different companies. This is one that I never heard of before from Wild Child Brewing Company. And let's have a look here. Try and get it on the screen. It's called Hot Fuzz. Quite groovy sort of graphic on the front there. And there's the emblem there, the wild child. Get to him in a minute. So it's a raspberry cream donut pale. And it is a 5.6%. So this is a Leeds-based microbrewery, and I'll get onto that in a bit. So can you see? I can't see myself. There we are.
Yeah, you can.
There's a nice pour.
Yeah.
Oh, nurse. Oh, hang on. Let's get the set along.
That's a big old head.
Well, it's the way they like it these days, these kids, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
nice,
yeah.
Nice, thick and creamy in them.
I like the can artwork actually. I gotta say.
Yeah, it's like donuts with a. Oh, there we are. Donuts with a bit of fun and games. Right, let's have a sniff.
All right.
Oh yeah, bit of raspberry there, a bit fruity there.
Oh, nice.
It's got a nice head on it actually. Let's have
That is actually a good head. That's settled well. It's a
pale, and there is definitely the taste of raspberry in it, and a little creamy hint at the back. So far, everything it says on the tin, so to speak. So what have you got up for over?
Yeah, I'll get on with mine.
Bit tongue-tied there. I'm already pissed. No, what have we got the other side of the pond there this week?
It's called Bonfire Beach, and it's a pastry stout, and it's a brewery out of California called Coronado Brewing Company in San Diego, actually. It's not San Jose, San Diego. What would Diego be in British? I wonder if there's an equivalent. David? Maybe it's a San Diego. So it's actually a pastry stout, and it's stout with vanilla bean, cinnamon, chocolate, honey, brown sugar, and lactose. That's a lot, isn't it?
Honey.
Yeah, you're telling me. So let me see. I'm just seeing the percentage. Oh, 10.5.
Fuck my old boots. This company here pride themselves on saying that they make stronger beers. It's a 5.6. Fucking hell. Look at that. God, that is dark.
Isn't it? 5.6, 10.5. That's a dark pastry stout. So it should be sweet, right? We talk about these dessert pastry stouts.
Yeah, the pastry stouts. I've still got some in the fridge. You know, a couple of weeks back, so they'll be coming out soon for a couple of reviews.
They'd be nicer. Let them sit a little while, hopefully. It does. There's not much scent there. You know, cinnamon's a strong taste, isn't it? But I can't.
That's a big fucking pint. No, it's a big pint glass, isn't it? It's like a vase. It's like a motherfucking vase.
I know we went to Luckenbach, Texas. The population was 3, remember? And bamboo, and I bought this. But it is.
So one person makes beer, the other person makes pint glasses, and the other one sells it.
Yeah, and somebody runs the post office for the postcards as well. That's about it.
The local Tarbut.
That's nice. It's definitely a cinnamon pop, and I can't really pick up the vanilla too much. Kind of flat. Soft. It's soft, you know. It's almost bubbly, like it's almost like if a sponge cake was liquid, this would be it.
Oh, I see. So it is fairly sweet then.
Sweet but soft, kind of sweet softness to it. Yeah, that's a new description, isn't it?
Oh, it's so soft. Well, I can sort of know what you mean, but because some of those drinks that we have are, you know, for a 10% beer, and you're describing it as soft, it's brewed well, isn't it? You know, some of these ones that are 10%, it's like fuck. You describe it as hard.
You would describe it as
Look how young you look. You look like, honestly, very young.
Doesn't it? Isn't it weird? A shape makes such a difference.
I think it's probably the shape, but also the fact that you're wearing one of those cool hats, like a baseball cap, and it's covering up your bald bonds, so it makes you instantly look younger.
I found this today, this baseball hat. I was cleaning out the warehouse, and I found this Napa Racing baseball hat from. Have you heard of Napa Racing? Motorsports. Is it to do with NASCAR? Probably, right?
Probably, yeah. I don't know. But if you find another one, I'll have it.
You can have this one, mate. I'll bring it back for you. I won't wear it.
Is that all booked in then? Is that for certain now?
Pretty much. But old Bumble's getting the tickets this Saturday, so we sent him all the passport details because he needs it, all that, and numbers and dates and stuff. So Dray Barrels, I'll be heading across the pond in June, so maybe we'll do a little special, me and the governor over that side, right? If we can.
All right.
Yeah.
Sort something. Canis. Right, let's get back to the beer in hand. So,
yes, yeah.
As I said, Wild Child here. This is, I think I bought this one in Morrison's, big supermarket chain over here. Okay. And they had 3 or 4 different ones. I've also bought another beer of theirs, which is called Brownie Hunter, which is a chocolate fudge stout. So I look forward to that another night. They've got plenty of beers on their website, which I'll go into a bit, but they've only been going properly. They're a microbrewery, as I said, since 2016. They sort of, the guy that's behind it, a guy called Keir, not Keir Starmer, but Keir McAllister Wild, cool name. He'd been messing about since about 2010. In 2016, he went for it, and they've just celebrated 5 years at the end of last year. And he's looking at his website, he's 3 years ahead of where he ever thought he would be. He's in a couple of supermarkets now. They do lots and lots of different beers, and they're based in Leeds, which is like the middle of England. Very proud people in Leeds.
Yeah. Another Yorkshire one.
And this is a lovely beer. Yeah. And it's Yorkshire, Christ, yeah, of course it is. And another Yorkshire one, but this is more of a city-based one rather than one of the ones out in the countryside or small villages that we've got. This is not far from the river. And he decided to release 3 strong blonde beers back in 2016. And he wants to be known for, and his company, because now it's gone from a little garage setup to an industrial size output. You know, they're on a industrial estate, knocking out plenty of beers all the time. And he wants to be known for extreme flavour beers, but well made, you know. And there's plenty on their website. I'm looking forward to discovering a few more of them. There's they've got I'll list a couple. They've got like Shoot to Thrill, which is an IPA. They've got Popular Hypothesis, which is a German Pilsner, which I like the name of that one. They've got Insatiable Circumstance, Caramel Porter. And then Instant Hobo, referring to yourself there. That's an Imperial Stout. That's up near the 10%, 9.5%, 10%. Italian Job, which is a tiramisu milkshake stout, which is 2 of my favourite things, stout and tiramisu mixed in one. And then I must mention this beer that they do, which is a pale ale. It's Side Before Self. Now that is a specific beer that they've brewed for Leeds United Football Club, or because because they support Leeds, and the cover of that one is like a bit like the shirt that Leeds wear, the soccer club and the Premiership in.
Are you? Is Leeds in the Premiership?
Yeah.
I thought they were. I couldn't think where they were.
First time they come up. First time in over 20 years, maybe even longer than that. because it used to be a joke. We used to know a few people with who were Leeds supporters, and the famous joke was, "What's a cordless drill and the Premiership got in common? No leads."
Oh,
what a hoot! What a hoot! But no, this beer, I'm enjoying this beer so far.
Oh, it looks nice actually. It looks clean, and
I can taste those flavors as well. I can taste raspberry, and I can taste the donutty flavor that they stress on the tin. So far, it's lovely. Reminds me a lot of the one that I go to in Launceston down here. The Firebrand Brewing. A couple of beers I've had from there. Very similar type of setup. So, any gumph on yours over there, old boy?
Oh yeah, sure, yeah. I mean, it's kind of contradicting yours. I'm really struggling to pull the flavors on this guy. Maybe, I mean, there's hints, like I said, of cinnamon, and I can't really pull much more. It's nice, you know. It's just sometimes you really want those flavors to pop, you know, and really jump out at you. So this is Coronado Brewing Company. Like I said, they're out of San Diego, California, which, if you don't know, it's on the west coast of the USA. All you geography buffs out there, I don't know, is San Diego above LA or below, or is it? I don't know. I need to check that.
I think it's above.
Okay.
I think it's above, and I think Santa Monica is below, but who knows?
But not like San Francisco's right up there, isn't it? That's kind of more North California, the Bay, you know. Golden Gate Bridge, brilliant song. But yeah, it's so they've been going since 1996. So they opened their doors as a beach town brew pub, and you know, California, it's all beaches. So that's kind of cool. That's pretty well established actually. 1996, you know, that's in craft beers kind of circles. That's pretty old. But yeah, they wanted to be the kind of place where friends could enjoy great beer, a good meal, and a laid-back atmosphere, and that's the whole thing. It's kind of more of a brew pub atmosphere, you know, not just focused on the beers, but on the pub and the meal and just the pub environment.
I love that. But I've been looking down. I have to know. So you're quite correct there that San Diego is below LA.
Oh, it is? Okay, I didn't know. I mean, that was just hazarding.
It's just above, it's above Tijuana. Yeah, man.
Tijuana. Oh, I was listening to that old Gomez song the other day. Tijuana Lady, remember?
Oh my! Do you know what? I've been listening to a bit of Gomez. I forgot how fucking great that album is, man.
It's bloody brilliant. Isn't that weird? Yeah. I played it this week. I don't know. Suddenly it popped in my head, and it's brilliant. Have a listen, folks, if you like your music. But
do you know? Before you go on, Gomez. Like, I always wonder, there was such good bands back then, and like they had, like, this is the end of the 90s, early 2000s. They had like festivals, people would worship them and stuff like that. And then obviously some bands have the longevity that you would, that you still know. Like, I went to see Ocean Colour Scene. Yeah. They don't think they're bigger than they ever were. They used to play massive crowds. Now they still sell out big arenas still. But, they know where they are, but they've always done it. Someone like Gomez, they had maybe another album after that. What's happened to all those guys that are so talented? What are they up to?
You know, what happened to the music? They did, what was it, 2 or 3 albums, right? And then they were gone.
Right.
And they were just
brilliant. They were gone. Well, I actually do know what's happened to them.
Okay.
But unbelievably, this all ties in. You've mentioned them out of the blue. They're a Leeds-based band, and they are playing a big gig in Leeds this year.
Serious?
What? The reformation of the music.
Oh, that's wonderful. I did not know that. That's wonderful news. Man. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So it kind of ties back to Leeds. That's weird. Where would Gomez from? I don't know. I mean,
I thought they were tough.
Taff pots?
I thought half of them were taffies.
Oh, maybe. That's kind of like steps, right? Half of them are taffs.
That's fucking true. I never thought of that.
I was listening.
Different circles from what we're talking about. Steps. Any excuse for you to bring them up. Although I must admit, their last song about winter was very catchy.
Oh yeah, Steve, right. You know what? I actually put Friday night. I just put on the Radio Wales for a laugh, and he was H's Friday Takeover on Radio Wales. So it's H from Steps plays all like this. It's almost like serious shocking with no G, but it's just H doing it from Steps.
Oh.
Anyway,
if Tom Jones met H from Steps, he'd call him Huh. Huh.
He would, wouldn't he? That's what we used to say as kids. Yeah. Anyway, we do digress, and I did enjoy H. If you're listening, H, I'll tag you and become a Dray barrel.
I think it stands for Hugh, but it's also short for Hubert.
The beauty of the internet, I can look that up right now, like you did. I think
me too. I just fucking told you. Don't believe me.
Okay, well, I'll go with that one. I think. What did you say? What was his name?
Fucking hell, you could shave your fucking arms. Jesus Christ. You're like that guy in the wrestling. What was his name? They used to say, shave your back. Shave your back.
Okay, who was that in WWF?
The wrestler, wasn't he? Yeah, I can see his face, but I can't remember his name.
That's one of those ones that stand out. I'm not going to show you my back, but the good wife has talked about me getting a wax, and it doesn't come back. So I'm debating it, especially my neckline is terrible because there's like a big raft.
Let's have a look. Are you debating it or are you masturbating
it? No, I'm debating. No onanism involved in this one. But
as your brother, I mean, Oliver hasn't got a hairy back, has he?
That's why they always said I was the milkman's.
Yeah.
No, my granddad was really hairy. The Polish side, he was super, super hairy, And
what side is he? You said the Polish side. Is that left or the right? Just one fucking orangutan arm, and the other one was smooth.
Well, if that was the case, I'd be all bubbly this side, wouldn't I? I'd be more hair and fatter one side, like Ollie.
Actually, take your hat off. Take your hat off a minute. Take the hat off. Let's have a look. Oh my God, you look like when a golfer takes his hat off. Put your hat back on.
That's why Trump, don't they say Trump is bald as a coot as well, and he wears a toupee, but he's always wearing the Trump hat, right?
Yeah, he takes it off and it's stuck to it.
Like Shatner, he's the same way. He's as bald as a coot, I heard. But he has a lovely. I never see him in a baseball hat. We talk about Shatner a lot on this show, don't we? I don't know why.
Well, I always bring him up because he's one of your heroes, so I know you like talking about him.
Oh, just to confirm the name, H is Ian Watkins. That's his name.
Yeah, fucking live in Reading, does he? He's not the one that emailed in. Oh my God! Oh.
That's a good point. Maybe it is. I know it. I mean, it's a straight shot from Cardiff to.
So you found that out then, right? So why does he call himself H?
Oh, he's actually from Clean Pier in Mid Glamorgan. I've never been there, and I'm from Mid
For the
Glamorgan.
Morgan.
Morgan. I don't know. There's a lot of gumph on him on in Wikipedia's, but I can't see. I mean, I don't know. I'd have to investigate that a bit more. Hey, H, if you're listening, get in touch and just tell us.
It stands for Hubert. He'll say, yes, the governor is right. It does stand for Hubert.
Okay, I'm gonna tag him and maybe you'll get in touch and we'll find out. So,
right, so give us you must have some a list of some other beers from.
Yeah, sorry, I do.
Place.
I just wanted to say quickly that they do have 3 locations in San Diego, so they've expanded quite well. They have a few pubs, they have a kitchen, a tasting room, and a beach restaurant as well. So that's kind of cool. I like that. But have a look at the website; it's pretty good. All of them are good, aren't they? You can't knock a lot of these breweries; that they are really doing a good job on their website.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the website for these guys is pretty good. They've got a tap room which is only open like once a month or something at the moment. That's it. I think they're still finding their feet on that respect, but they do have other events that go on, and they list locally where their beers are sold and also where you can buy them from, because you can buy anything direct now on the internet. So you can also order that through their website. But yeah, these websites are the way, in it. You just type it in and you're there.
I'm going to kind of counter that in a way, because it is in the UK, you could order any beer and get it delivered, but over here it's harder. It's really, that's why there's so much trading going on in beers, because you can't like go on the website for these guys perhaps and order it to be delivered to Texas. They just don't do it. They'd have to, it's just the size of the US.
Yeah, the logistics of that, it's not worth it, is it, for them?
No, exactly. And it's especially
Britain. I think Britain could fit into Texas something like over a dozen times or something, couldn't it? More than that.
You're way off. I think it's 2 or 3 times. It's a dozen times. No, it's not that much. It was a good guess.
I think we've had this before. I'm going to look it up. Okay. You talk about your things.
All right, yeah, I live in beer. The governor figured out this. I swear the coach started this, where you just look it up on the CAF when he came on. So they have a couple of nice beers by the sound of it. Now, I was really looking for some sours, but they don't seem to have any. Perhaps they do, but they're more common beers. They don't. So they have a IPA. It's called Islander IPA. Sounds nice. I do enjoy. I haven't done an IPA in a while. I might have to do one next week. And they also have a wheat beer, and it's called Orange Avenue Wheat Beer. So I'm hoping that kind of tastes as it sounds. I don't know. It doesn't kind of say if it's orange in taste. They also have a red ale called Mermaid's Red, and they have a bunch more IPAs. So, standard stuff. Hopefully they'll have a couple of sours, but yeah, I mean, it's okay. I mean, I'm enjoying it. It's not popping out for me right now, but yeah, that's what they've got going on. What did you find out?
Yeah, the company that I've been looking at, the old Wild Child, I didn't see any sours actually. That's the one thing I didn't see, but they got plenty of other ones. But because they're a small outfit, really, still microbrewery, they do the old batch brewing and that, so they've always got different beers on, but they've got, dozens of different beers they've done. So I think they're one to look out for. I think, they've done a 5-year celebration, but in another 5 years' time, I think they'd be one of the forerunners maybe, if they keep going. The beer over here, the craft beer scene worldwide has exploded, like we keep going on about. But there's more and more companies over here that are opening up, more and more people getting into them. The craft beer section that used to be like a couple of stands is now about 4 wide in each supermarket. So they're selling a lot more of them. And with the price of beer going up, like Heineken have said they're going to have to, increase their prices because of everything going on worldwide. Yeah, cool. People are going to want to spend money on good tasting beer.
Yeah.
So why not?
Definitely. Don't you think, I mean, I think we talked about this before. Do you think there's a point where it gets too much and it'll peter off? I think we talked about it with a coach, didn't we?
Yeah, we did, yeah.
Is there too much? Do you think there is too much? And if you are in a place, I mean, I just wonder about the breweries, like Austin, there's loads of breweries, and I keep seeing new ones opening all the time. Is it going to be too much there, and they will suffer for that?
I mean, funnily enough, I was listening to this guy today when I was driving around. Unfortunately, Craig David had to cancel his live lounge thing on Radio 2 because he's not very well. So this other guy that was mooted for later in the month, he stepped in, this guy called J.P. Cooper, who's like a singer-songwriter. And he's pretty good, nice songs and that. I wouldn't buy him myself, but talented chap. And he was a nice guy to listen to being interviewed. And he said that when sort of lockdown and stuff happened, what he got up to, and he bought a camper van, and he done it out, and him and his missus had a baby. And then he said, and him and his manager and a couple of others decided to go into a bit of brewing, because his manager had dabbled with homebrew and bought himself a little setup. And then they thought, well, sod it, got nothing else to do. What can we do? So they've got a couple of lines of their beer, and they're going to, when he goes on tour, he's going to, try and get it in the venue where he's playing. He's selling a few kegs, only very small, set up at the minute. But he one of his things, which I thought was great, like they talk about, what's on a musician or a band's rider when they go to different venues, like they want 40 lagers or a load of wine or puppies or marshmallows or something like that. His one was different local beers. So, if he was playing in Devon, they'd want them to go out and get some beers local to the area. If he was playing up in Scotland somewhere, some beers local to the area. I thought that was great. That was a good idea.
Yeah, that is good.
He's on tour around Britain. He is coming to America, he said, at some point, but I think it'd be an East Coast tour. But I thought that was quite cool.
Austin's the place where a lot of upcoming people go and gigs, and it's just music.
It's called South by Southwest Festival in Austin.
Yeah, South by Southwest. Sorry, I'm doing this a lot. And
Austin City Limits.
There you go. That's the two big ones. But Austin's crazy. It's just so music orientated. When you go to the airport and fly, a lot of times you'll see bands playing in the lounge there, So they have live bands just playing music through that's just the place it is. What do they say? Nashville that's country capital, and I think Austin is labeled like the live music capital or something like that. It's
I think
it's good.
Nashville,
Nashville, Tennessee. Anyway, I guess that kind of covered my gamp really. I will say this: I am going to do an IPA or a sour next week, because all I've been drinking is stouts. I don't know about you. I've just got loads of stouts left over from Christmas, and I just keep going to stout.
Yeah, well, it's because your delivery didn't come and you had to buy other ones. You got shitloads. I've still got about 6 or 7, I must admit. But maybe I'll do a stout and you do an IPA or whatever you want to do along those lines.
That'd
be good. But
yeah, I don't know if we're doing anything for England, Wales or anything. We'll have to think about that. Whether we do a brief segment like we did last year.
Are we playing in the football? When's that?
In the football, the rugby.
Oh, the egg chasing. Yes, sorry. Fucking old egg chasers.
I know.
When is it? When's that? When is it?
I think it's not this Saturday, it's next Saturday. And I know last year we just did a brief little before
drunken interlude.
Yeah. We can, we may not, but we'll see. We'll let you know, Dray Bowers. We'll give it
we'll do that. As long as it's not this weekend, because I'm not here. So we're going to Coventry. Coventry.
I've heard something about Coventry. Oh, I know it was bombed with shite in the Second World War. Why are you going there?
Oh, Sarah's been. Oh shit! I mean, my wife has been working. It's been working. It's been working with this artist guy, and he's got an exhibition, so he's invited us to go. So.
Oh, cool! Get a beer.
To that. I've not been to Coventry before, so
no.
It's not far from where I was with my son before Christmas up in Birmingham. It's to the right of Birmingham, but I've not actually been there. I may have when I was a child. I don't think so, but I've not been there as an adult. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Somewhere new, be a good bit of fun. Just hope that we don't get back. Huh?
Get something for the Dray Barrels if you can. A photo.
Yeah, I'll try to get a lot here there definitely, but there's a big storm at the moment going down the country and a second one coming, and it's fucking 3.5 hour drive from here. So I'm just hoping the weather's all right for us to get up there, because we're taking all the kids and that, so we just want it to be all right. But yeah, I'll look out for some local Coventry beers and try and get a picture in a pub or two while I'm up there. We'll see.
Yeah. I guess we'll get on to.
It's Cracks of the Week.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I heard it from afar.
You got a dreg? Have you got a dreg at all or not?
Yeah, I got one. It might not be brief. It's not big. And I may have done it before. I can't remember. We drink and we forget, and we drink and we forget. But my drag is like vacation. Holidays over here, it's just shite. It's like you get 10 days. It's all dependent on the company. It's not like the UK where I believe it's like law. You get so many days, right? Companies have to give you so many days holiday.
Yeah.
Over here, my company gives me, it was 10 days. It's gone up to like 12 or something silly like that. So I have to like Ollie was over, Bumble, and I used a lot of it for that. And then I'm going to the UK. I'm coming back home in June, so that's going to be like 14 days. So I'm going to have to work for some of it on the computer.
But some of what you're saying there is, do you get an automatic break at Christmas then?
No. Well, you get a day, just so you get Christmas Day.
What about Thanksgiving and all that? Do you get like the normal bank holidays?
You get the normal bank holidays, and you know what? In the UK, it's like you get your bank holidays on top of it's normally like 21, 22 days or something, right? And then you get bank holidays after that. Here it's depending on the company, and that's my drag. It's depending on the company. If they want to give you 5 days, they give you 5 days. Luckily, our company gives us 10 days.
Mental. I never realised that. I mean, when I was working in a full-time job before, because at the moment my contract is casual, so I don't actually get paid for holiday. I get like a incremental adage to my weekly pay, which covers holiday, they say. But I used to get 22 days plus 8. So you get 30 days holiday a year. Mental, isn't it?
That's crazy. And doesn't like France and Spain and countries like that, they get like 30 days that it's law, like you get 30 days or something like that, or maybe even more. And Greece,
well, over it, I think it's either Norway or Sweden. I think it's Norway actually. It's just bringing in a 30-hour week for everyone.
That's great. I love that. That's
Yeah.
You know, it's, I mean, it depends, obviously it's hard depending on pay, but we try, and what we're trying to do, and we're trying to move towards it, is try and create a 4-day week instead of a 5-day week, and just work.
Yeah, everyone would be happier.
Definitely.
Better, wouldn't it?
Definitely. It's just
I concur with your Drake. I mean, fucking hell.
Yeah.
So at the minute, I'm in temporary work, which may come to an end at the end of March or go on a couple more months. But yeah, I haven't actually been in a proper job for 2 years, where I get paid holiday. So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
But
yeah,
I agree with that, Drake.
That's my Drake. It's just frustrating, and sometimes I wish I was back in Britain just for that, you know. It does go up, you know, don't get me wrong, I get a day every year I work extra, but there needs to be some kind of American law just for mental health, if anything, that you just get a standard. Every company should give you that, you know. So there you go.
Right, so I've got a bit of a drag. Now, this could have been beer news, but I decided it is beer news, but it drifted into the drag, and it did make me upset when I read it, which was the closure of Britain's oldest pub due to COVID and other factors. Ye Old Fighting Cocks has been open since 793. Now, in the 1200 years it's been operating, it has moved site, but it was still called Ye Olde Fighting Cocks. Okay. And it moved in the 1500s, and which is the site that it's been at ever since. So you're still talking 500 years there.
Yeah.
And in the 1600s, it actually hosted Oliver Cromwell himself for dinner with his company of chaps with him. And this is based in St Albans, which is like one of the satellite towns of London. And if you looked at a map, it's on the M25 motorway, sort of to the north west of London. And yeah, it's had to shut because of COVID. They can't afford to keep it going, and rising costs and everything like that. And this pub is beautiful, lovely place. You know, when you think about something, all right, it's moved in the 1500s, but apparently, you know, America wasn't found until about that sort of time. You know, maybe a few years before. 1492 or whenever it was.
Yeah.
The old. Which I think is bollocks anyway. I think it's found a lot earlier than that.
It was, wasn't it? Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And that's only found, remember, by European Western people. They had native Indians that lived there for many millennia, but we disregard those types in European modern Western history. But yeah, so it was upsetting. So it's a shame as pubs in this country have been closing for a long while, and due to people don't go out so much, it's right. Haven't got as much money, and because of the pandemic, prices have had to go up to cover the costs of loss and things like that. But it's sad when somewhere that's so old that some of the tables and chairs in there are hundreds of years old has had to shut.
It must be some kind of campaign. This is not right. That's not right. There's got to be something, right?
Let me just read a bit about it. So here we go. Okay. They've tried everything to keep the pub going, but the 2 years of unprecedented it's been unprecedented because of the way that they've had to trade in the last 2 years. And they were trying to manage it with business rates, but everything's gone up and they can't afford to do it. So they're going to have to shut. And I mean, this pub is just mad. It's, people have put in things of, great grandparents that have recorded that they went and visited it in the 1920s and things like that when they went to St Albans and things. It's got a lot of history there. But as I read on, let me just flick onto this page.
Okay.
Now, that was a few days ago. 2 days ago, they think that maybe it could be rescued. They're trying to put a package together where someone could come in and buy it.
Be saved.
Let's have a look here what it says. It could be given a reprieve, urging regulars and its global fan base to watch this space. Now, we've heard about, great things with the, what do they call it? Crowdfunding and things like that.
Yeah,
if people started donating and things like, small donations, it all adds up, but it could mean that this pub might be able to stay open, ride those stormy seas, and then hopefully this summer, get back on track again. So
we need
hopefully, fingers crossed, that doesn't happen.
Fingers
doesn't shut on.
Dray Barrels, if you're listening, please on our tagline as well, just follow this pub, see if we can make something happen or contribute to it.
I reckon my old man and mum might have gone in it because they used to live in St Albans. So St Albans it's one of the last Roman settlements, very famous Roman settlement in St Albans, and they lived there in the infancy of their marriage, and I think maybe they probably went there because St Albans isn't the hugest of places. I've been there many times, but maybe I've even been in that pub as a youth. Who knows?
Probably.
How could they shut it down? How could they shut it down if the governor's been in there? Come on.
Oh yeah, no, that is just no. The governor's sin. Maybe they'll get it on the One Show or something. That would be good. If you get on the One Show, everybody will.
I think the guy is a genius. He struggled and he thought, well, what can we do? Say we're going to shut, make it a big thing and see if we can be rescued. And I don't blame him for that. So hopefully that's what's going to happen. So my dreg is, okay, because it's Britain's oldest pub, I reckon it probably will be rescued. But think of all of the other lovely pubs that have had to shut because of rising costs and the knock-on of the pandemic, awful.
It's sad. You see so many. That is a big drag. Do you know what, though? Because I thought I had been in the oldest pub in Britain, and it's called the Old Road to Jerusalem. And it was established in, I'm trying to think, it was like 1100 or 1180, and it was like...
I think maybe that you're right in the respect that that's been in the same premises.
That's the thing, yeah.
Because I remember you saying that before, and then when I read this, I thought, well, that's wrong. But it does say that it moved premises in the 1500s, but it was just like moving from one place, still calling it. It's probably the oldest pub that's been doing, but it's not the same premises. So maybe
I know there's a few out there, and they all claim, and there's a lot of like, it's hard, it's history, and there's not so many records from back then, so there's a lot of speculation involved, I think. But that is a good drag. I totally agree with you, and let's save our pubs. Let's kind of create the campaign again. So anyway, rate your beer because we're running out of time.
I'll rate it. Wild Child, it's been a pleasure. Looking forward to tasting a couple of your other beers. I'm glad I found this in the supermarket, and I'm happy that he's managed to get them in the supermarkets as well. So Hot Fuzz, the raspberry cream donut ale. I've enjoyed it. I would drink this beer again. And out of 10, going in with an 8.
8. Wow, let's talk that.
Chalk it up.
You know what? It looks like Scar. I was trying to think what it reminds me of, and if Scar music did a beer, that would be it, because that checkered
Yes.
kind of look like a Scar kind of
Yeah.
80s.
A few rude boys. Yeah, got it. Go on then. Let's have a rating for your.
Bonfire Beach.
Can we have a look at the cover close up a bit? Bonfire Beach. Yeah, cool. Oh, I like that. The mermaid holding a pint, is it?
Oh, I never noticed that. Yeah, that must be their symbol, because they are beach pub. That makes sense. Okay, that's a good. I like that. That's cool. And it looks like a beer can. Remember the old-fashioned tops? You know?
Jesus Christ. Sometimes you fucking baffle me. Or do you think it's their symbol? Do you think it's supposed to look like a bottle top? Oh, what do you fucking think, Einstein? Jesus Christ.
I'm still learning. But it's a good. It is good, you know. Yeah. Sorry. That's why he's the governor, folks. That's my new slogan. I swear. That's what I'm saying all the time. But yeah, Coronado Bonfire Beach Pastry Stout. Look, it's a good solid pastry stout. It's sweet. The flavors didn't pop for me at the end of the day. So that's what held it back a bit. But other than that, it's just a nice, good, standard, tasty stout. It's just stout, but creamy and rich. And what did I say? Airy? Is that what I said earlier?
You said it was lovely and soft.
Stop. Okay. Okay. I'm going to give it probably a 7.
Okay, cool.
That's fair enough. Chalk that up. That's
Fair
it.
enough.
That's all I got.
Yeah, that's another one over. Let's hope that's pleased Ian, giving him his fix, and watch out for what's coming in the next few weeks. We'll get back on track. Don't worry. The ref over there held it together last week, and his good friend the Bill Ships. Nice to see that chap. I am a bit worried though. He's tempting you towards the whiskey. So
yeah, he's kind of one for that. He veers off into that hard stuff.
bit of rough. Yeah.
Bit of rubbish, but hopefully we won't see him again. He had to be called in at the last minute, but there we go. Oh, bit ships. But hey.
Anyway, goodbye everybody. It's been lovely to see you again.
Ta-ra all.